Oh, yeah!
Connecting to the internet.
No one makes a fool out of me. Get a load of this.
There's only one real Sonic.
Welcome back at Plothole Busters! In this show, we look at popular plot holes in Sonic games that you send in and we judge them on 3 levels. If the plot holes A actually contradict the story, B if there's a reasonable explanation to come up with, and C whether it's actually relevant to the big overall story or the philosophical point the writers were trying to make. So this week, a very popular plot hole. Eggman having a space rocket and a teleporter set up to go into space in Sonic Adventure 2. A. Does this contradict? Sure, on the surface, a rocket is overkill when you can instantly whisk away in a teleporter. Then again, this is Eggman, overkill is his name, so is this really a contradiction? I have access to a walking shoes, a bicycle, a car, a train ticket, and a bus line. Am I a plot hole? Or do I just like having options so I can pick and choose depending on how far my journey is going and if there's convenient parking spaces? So, not really a contradiction. B. Are there explanations for why he has a rocket and a teleporter? 1. The rocket is for cargo that's too big for the teleporter. 2. Eggman needed the rocket to get to the Ark so he could install components needed for the teleporter to work. 3. Eggman stole the rocket from the humans to prevent them from interfering with his plans. This would explain why the rocket looks so nondescript. 4. Eggman is dealing with a destructive hedgehog, so he wants a backup transportation mode in case Sonic destroys his only way back to Earth. 5. This is how Rouge got into space before she teamed up with Eggman. 6. Eggman didn't know he was going to space yet when he made his secret base. Shadow only told him later, so perhaps his secret base is just completely filled with random submarines and drill machines and spaceships, so he's prepared for every possible situation he might find himself in. That's what secret bases do. 7. We don't even know where the teleport teleports you to. Maybe within the same pyramid base, but then to the space rocket hangar. After all, Eggman's bases are always filled with weird teleporters and such. 8. It's an ancient Egyptian space rocket. Okay, look, do I need to go on? This is Eggman, king of excessiveness. Of course this man has 5 million space rockets lying around. So, C, does this really matter for the overall plot? That Eggman is well prepared for any situation and emergency? Why yes, this is what makes him a good villain. After all, we see him randomly try to take over the Master Emerald, and in Sonic Adventure 1 he also has a million backup plans, so yeah. But say the rocket wasn't there, only the teleporter. Well, in that case, in the story, Sonic's confrontation with Eggman happened sooner and Knuckles wouldn't have lost the Emerald Charge, which in the end doesn't really matter much. There would just be less action stages to play. So I suppose people who hate Sonic Adventure 2 actually dislike this, yeah, from that perspective. And for the overall theme of the game, it doesn't matter either. Get it? Doesn't matter? Busted! Why is this such a popular plot hole then? Well, it is hard to remember Eggman actually planned and was a genuine force to be reckoned with after watching Sonic Boom for a while. Regardless, I agree that this did take me off guard when I first saw it happen. It's a bit weird, especially how regular the rocket looks. I suppose if it looked more like an Eggman rocket, it was easier to immediately get. If anything, people hammering on the fact that this is a plot hole proves that the makers of Sonic Boom are correct. Audiences do get easily confused when they actually have to think and assume a few things rather than get smash-hammered in the face with obvious facts. The spaceship must look like an obvious Eggman ship, otherwise we are supposed to think about what's going on, and when we're required to think, it's immediately a plot hole. So yes, Knuckles has to look like the Incredible Hulk in order for us to understand he's supposed to be the strong one, otherwise the audience gets confused. After all, it's not like the writing actually makes him strong. Anyway, so enough Sonic Adventure 2. Next time we look at the modern games. You send in tons of plot holes. Thanks, we got some work to do. Nevertheless, if there's any plot holes of later games you have to see whether they're genuine or not, send us a comment. See you next week.